Hey, what's up guys? So today, as you can tell from the title of the video, we're going to be teaching you, or I'm going to be teaching you how to prank, aka how to play Prank Kids. I think this is going to be a really cool video because Prank Kids post Phantom Rage has very intricate lines of plays, as in like it's not as intuitive or as obvious, and I hope like this video kind of shine lights on some non-intuitive plays and as well as how to play through hand traps. I think that's like important and the cornerstone of any deck, right? Like being able to push through hand traps and on like a really good board. And I think Prank Kid has a very unique trait about them that they can play very conservative, hold their resources, and play very much in kind of like Salamangreats almost. The Link 1 that's being introduced is going to really elevate this deck to tier 1 in my honest opinion. And so I think this is a deck that's going to be a tier 1 meta contender when Phantom Rage gets released. I think the problem is that it's being overlooked by Zoo and like Zeus, but I really believe that this deck is a sleeper for the metagame. So if you haven't already picked up your copies, I hope you do. I know that a lot of these cards are getting bought out every minute, which is really unfortunate because these cards should not be that they're really not that expensive, but people are just buying out cards. So yeah, that's gonna be today's topic. I'm gonna be showing you 2 replays on like how to push through hand trap, as well as like how to prank and play the deck itself. And then I'm going to be showing you a quick 1-card combo, as well as to like how to like sequence and properly play your hands with the Prank Kids deck. The other thing to keep in mind is that before we jump into the video is I do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/pack_official_tcg. I'm actually recording this live on Twitch right now, so shout out to the Twitch chat that are here with me late at night. Love you guys. And then second of all, I recently released on my website, which has my new playmat called Infernoble Blade Works. So if you go to packtcg.com, you'll find my website, and if you are interested in purchasing a playmat, it's a 2-player cloth mat with no zones. It's the highest quality microfiber cloth that's on the market. This is a really dope playmat that's designed by Gen from Head to Head Battle, so huge shout out to them. And it's actually inspired by the anime Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Figured that because Infernoble is a archetype with like swords, I figured that it would have really good synergy with like the Fate Stay Night anime. So if you guys are interested in picking this playmat up, definitely go check that out in the description box below. And yeah, I'm really excited to be releasing this website. I worked really hard on it, and now we're gonna jump right into the video. Alright guys, so the first replay we're going to be looking at is actually game 2 versus Tavi. Huge shout out to Tavi. We played on Cody's stream, and I'm going to be showing you how I push through Imperm and Gamma, which is like they're 2 hand traps that would destroy most combo decks, right? But well, Prank Kids, it's not your is a really good deck, and I'm going to be showing you how to sequence and how to play your hands properly. So we're going to summon Lamsies and use Lamsies' effect to summon Fansies. We burn our opponent for 500. He didn't take damage, but he'll do it later. And then we're gonna go Chainlink 1 Fansies. I'm sorry, Chainlink 1 Bird, Chainlink 2 Fansies. We really want to get access to that fusion spell. But we're gonna get met with an Imperm on the Bird, which is definitely correct because it stops us from getting access to the Pandemonium. However, if you notice that the first thing I summon off of like Lamsies or any Prankers I draw, it's always going to be Fansies. And why is that? It's for this exact situation where I get Impermed, and I'm going to show you why. So next, I'm going to dump the Pandemonium off of Fansies. It has a really amazing Foolish Burial effect. I can then summon Roxy's. From here, because this got Impermed, I can tribute for cost to add back, my fusion spell, and I can't search the fusion spell. So in order to get access to the fusion spell, which is the cornerstone of this deck, you want to make a second bird. So in this situation, you would then use Earth effect to banish the Dropsies, and then draw a card, and then summon the Dropsies. In this position, you now have access to Bird effect to add back the Pandemonium, but wait, my opponent also has a Gamma. So I have to put the Pandemonium back. I definitely did not expect that at that moment in time, but I knew that I was still a-okay. Well, why? You're probably asking like, oh, why? What do you, Pat? You're like done for. You're dead. Psych. We're gonna extend even further with pranks. Prank Kids pranks, guys. So we're gonna dump the fire, and here we're actually gonna make Bow Wow, triggering water, which has not been used at the last Prank Kids. We're then gonna summon Fansies. And then we're gonna use those two and turn them into Anaconda Verde. Oh yeah, and this is where Anaconda Verde shines. From here, we're gonna use Thunder Dragon Fusion, which we sent off of Anaconda, and we're gonna make Battle Butler. And then from here, I only take 1,000 points of damage because I'll gain 1,000 off Dropsies and pay 2,000 off Anaconda. I have a set plan as well. And yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good board. I have an Ash Blossom, I have double Raigeki, and I have a follow-up with Thunder Dragon Fusion to search a follow play with Fancies, which is really, really crazy. You'll see that also at the end phase with Pranks, I get to shuffle back my resources, the 2 birds I use, plus a Roxy's, and I get to draw a free card, which I drew the Fancies. So, as you saw, this is like really, really powerful right here. I mean, he's going to go Chaos Space, and he's going to get met with an Ash Blossom. From my end, he's going to banish the Ash Blossom to banish Chaos Space to draw a card by putting back the Gamma, which is totally allowed. And then he's going to go normal summon Chaser. I'm going to Raigeki immediately here. And then he loses. Alright guys, we're now going to go into game number 2. Or game 1 and 2, and just to show you a little bit more about what this deck is capable of and how to play through hand traps, right? How to sequence your plays properly and why it's important to sequence your plays. I think that's something that I learned from Pokemon. Funny enough, that like in Pokemon, sequencing is the most important thing you need to do. And so what I'm trying to show you is like what I've learned from other TCGs and apply to like a game like Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like in a deck like Prankiz, sequencing is what lets you play through hand traps. And now we're going to show you another game. Okay, cool. So I went RPSC and he has the Nibru. So we're going to try our best to play through the Nib. I'm going to essentially make Meow Meow, do the same thing. And you see right here that I actually I started off with Wind so that, and then I dumped the plant here. The main reason I do this is because I have access to Terraforming, which is access to Fusion Recycling Plant, which is access to Polymerizations. You'll see that he's going to nib me early, really early right here. And this is a big misplay, like huge misplay. But that's like the beauty of this deck is that like a lot of people don't really know where to hand trap it, especially at this early stages of Prankiz, right? Like no one has ever really truly read Prankiz and what they are capable of, and it's a rogue deck that has a lot of words, man. And you know how Yu-Gi-Oh players are with a lot of words. We just frankly don't read. But here he's going to get punished really badly because I do have 2 pranks in hand. We're going to go summon Rocket Ride, trigger Rock and trigger Water, banish the Terraform. DNA, I guess. Has a hard drawn invocation, so never punish. Add Alistair back to hand. Set 2. From here, I lightning storm him. And now what this part of the video is going to talk to you about is how to, if your opponent has like one negate like Mechaba, right? Like how do you chain block your first? Because if I didn't have the field spell and just went normal summon Lamzes and he negates Lamzes effect, I pretty much pass my turn. But this is why the Prank Kid's place is really good. Also, it's a really big field spell with a lot of words on it, so people haven't read this card too. But what it does is, so he's gonna Ash it, which is technically like not the worst, but because I have, because I already have one in hand, it was kind of a waste on his part. I'm then gonna go Chainlink 1 Lamzes and Chainlink 2 Field Spell. Well, so Pat, you might be asking, Pat, what does that do? So the field spell has 2 effects. When you fusion summon or link summon a Prank Kid monster, except during the damage step, you can do 2 things. The fusion makes all your monsters gain 500 attack, so they get pretty beefy, and that's forever. You get a permanent 500 attack boost, and then if you link summon a Prank Kid, you can make all your opponent's monsters lose 500 attack, which is also really huge, and it's a permanent reduction. So I'm gonna trigger that. I'm gonna go fire and then field spell, so I'm gonna make his Mechaba 2000 attack. And then at this point, I'm gonna go use Bird as Chainlink 2 and then Win as Chainlink 1. He doesn't negate this, but the reason why I do this is because I know that Fanzi can dump me the water if he negates Bird, so that's why I make Bird Chainlink 2. It's not as relevant to get the Bird because I have Thunder Dragon Fusion. From here, I'm then going to activate Pandemonium, make the Rocket Ride, and trigger Water, summon to Earth. I'm going to activate Thunder Dragon Fusion. And then guess what? On the summon, I'm actually going to activate Place, which gets all my monsters 500 attack, which makes Battle Bowler at 3,500 attack. His monster's at 2,000, so I know that even if he buffs it with Alistair to make it 3,000 attack, Battle Bowler will always win. And I explained that to him, so he adds it back to his hand. He's going to lose that. And then I attack for 1500. This is at 25. Use Battle Bowler's effect. Rocket Ride effect to add, bring back Doodle Bird, and then use Doodle Bird to add back 2 cards. Make Bow Wow, make a shuffle back some cards, and then draw a card. So really, really good turn here. And he top decks Heavy Feather Duster. I let that resolve. In hindsight, I should have chained Pandemonium with Roxy's and Wolf Bark and summoned the Weather Washer, and then Weather Washer back Wolf Bark, so I gained more pluses off it. But that's like definitely in hindsight for sure. I knew his last card was Alistair. And you're going to see here, like, it just doesn't matter. Even if he goes Alistair, I'll chain Wolf Bark so that Orgaites can't pop any of my cards. And then I'm just going to Raigeki his Orgaites. And then, yeah, that's Thunder Dragon Fusion and make Battle Butler, and then still have 2 Raigekis and Ash Imperm through like a Nibiru at the end of your combo, right? So that's really huge. And then of course you also have a Pandemonium as a follow-up. You have Imperm, you have Plan. So there's definitely a lot of like things you can do. I'm just gonna show the replay again, just because I want to highlight some really cool ways to play around Nibiru. If you want to play very conservative, I'm gonna show you a cool way to do that. So you're gonna summon Fire. Fire is gonna summon Wind. Then you're gonna summon the Doodle Bird. So what you do here is, if you already hard drew the fusion or you have an extra prank in hand, you can at this point technically don't use Pandemonium, use Doodle Bird to add back the fire and the wind to your hand, just so that you can set Pandemonium and you already have the resources in your hand. So like if they want to nib Dropsies for 1, that's like a super minus on their part. And if they don't, then you have Dropsies and the Lamsies and the Fancies, so they can make Battle Butler on your opponent's turn. So that's like, so instead of adding Plan, you would then add the Palace, because you already have Pandemonium. You would add Palace, so that if they nib you on the Dropsies, you would go Palace, add Dropsies, and then you would have had Lamsies and Fancies in your hand, so that you still have Butler, even through nib, by playing conservative, which is huge, right? And of course you have Thunder Dragon Fusion as a follow-up, because you're going to go Pandemonium, summon Butler and on your opponent's turn, and then you can Thunder Dragon Fusion, make another Butler on your turn, so you basically Raigeki them 3 times, right? Like that's really hard to like play through. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned a little bit something new about Prankers today. This is a very exciting deck to be playing. I am super excited because I'm a huge fan of rogue decks, but I'm even more of a huge fan of like decks that like people underestimate or don't respect. It's just such as like this deck, and yeah, I love playing those decks that just catch people by like surprise, and this is definitely one of them for sure. So if you are interested in picking this deck up, definitely use my TG affiliate code. That's all in the description box below. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you in the next one. But before we do, please comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section below what other videos you want about prank kids. Are you excited about this? Are you excited about Phantom Rage? And yeah, I'll see you guys later, and keep pranking. Peace.